you can see, I did the thumbnail to this first before the video itself, but, you know, shit happens, right? Alright, so like 2 hours ago, Chaos Horrific comes out, the latest from Cannibal Corpse, and here is a quick rundown on the songs. Overlords of Violence starts out a bit uncharacteristic in that it doesn't immediately just blast you in the face with heaviness, but that only lasts a few seconds before you do get blasted in the face with heaviness. And speed too. Frenzied Feeding. It's a fun, standard fare fucking song. It wastes no time getting right the hell back into it. It being brutality. The soloing, like many other points in the album, is just like, this is where I'm always so bewildered, I think is the word, by extreme metal guitarists. It's like, how the fuck do they do that? You know, how the fuck do they move their fingers so fast? Which I think is called, like, sweet picking. I don't know, I can play basic power chords, and I can play Wasted Years, which is one goddamn string, but, no, it's cool when he goes, like, Fancy Feeder! Okay, I think it's, like, the cadence of the, fucking words or something like that. Alright, Summoned for Sacrifice. You know, like, I can honestly see this as the new Hammer Smashed Face, you know? It's fun, it tells a tale, it's funny. It's kind of like a driving, sort of anthemic beat that would get everybody going inside a stadium, I think that much. This, or, Pestilential Rictus, however the fuck you say that. Those are probably my two favorite songs in the album. Oh yeah, but what I mean about, like, a story is, okay, like, the beginning of it, right? If you want to put it that way, it starts off with, the first one. He says the first one, right? And then he talks about some kind of, like, I don't know, not good shit happening. And there are a total of 13 things that are not good that happen, okay? It's like, the first one, and then it's like, the second one, like all the way up to, 13th. The 13th occurrence is something absolutely horrible happening. Now, if you're the person who it's happening to, I don't know what would be worse. Either having those 13 things happen, or being operated on by the surgeon, you know, overkill. But yeah, the part where he's like, the first one, and then like the second one, and then the third one. It's like they got a pretty, like, you know, fun beat you can kind of lock into and everything. So yeah, man. All right, Blood Blind. It starts out kind of like mid-pace to a slightly slow BPM, and there's nothing comforting about it at all. I wouldn't call it groovy, but there's a part where Corpse Grinder is like, you know, I can see him just doing that signature, like, that fucking, like, you know, his head swirl thing, kind of like in a circle. Now, the entire album is obviously very heavy, right? But it feels like there are certain parts in this song where that heaviness is just way more noticeable, you know? That could possibly be due to the way it's mixed, or like automation or something. My knowledge of mixing is extremely limited, so I could be wrong, but that's what I noticed. Vengeful Invasion. Like, kind of sounds like you're lost in a maze, or you're confused, you know, either scared or fucking really goddamn angry, which I guess would depend on your fight or flight. But like, there's a few moments when it reminds me of Malevolent Creation, specifically the Fine Art of Murder album. It's kind of, it's got this part where, like, you know, at the end, just like, the vengeful invasion, and like a few times over and over, where I could see hardcore people that like metal, like up front singing along and, you know, doing that shit as a parent, you know, I guess I do all the time, so. Alright, Chaos Horrific, the title track. The beat starts out during the verse, and like, really only like the first two beats, like they make you think that, you know, you might be in for something with a rockin' kind of feeling, but it's just, that's not the case, right? It's just simply brutal. Instead, it's a slightly, like, mildly complex drum pattern that I could see people that like, you know, confusing prog beats appreciating it. The chorus is pretty awesome, and the solo's got a pretty awesome tone. Yeah, if you're a power metal fan, there are times where, you know, you could be like, you could probably be doing that thing where you're like, you know, that thing, that like, you know, not like this, not the fucking Invisible Orange, what's up Storm Ruler, but like, that thing. Yeah, man. Alright, Fracture and Refracture. It's another song where it has parts. All part, where you might be convinced you're in for some sort of a groove or some sort, but nope. Those are like 3 drum beats before going back into the signature Cannibal Corpse rhythms. But I think that, you know, I think that helps preserve their style and makes for just, you know, much more of like an interesting, just as much of an interesting listen as an ass kicking, you know? So, fucking amen. Fracture and Refracture. Ow. Pitchfork Impalement. Okay, Pitchfork Impalement. It's standard fare. He says penetrate the skull. called. Jesus. Lyrics, man. But once again, it's a beat that starts out and it's making you think it's gonna be one thing, and in this case, it's sort of like a galloping, you know? You think it's gonna be like galloping, but nope, that only lasts like 2 or 3 seconds before the fucking blasting again, and yeah, man. Pestilential rictus, what the fuck does that mean, man? It's a pretty cool, like, punk sounding kind of beat to start out, you know, just before getting punched in the face a bunch of times and back to the punk beat. I like where George is like, how the fuck does he say? He's like, pestilential rictus, like, if I'm remembering that correctly. But yeah, this might be my favorite song on the album, either this or Summon for Sacrifice. Drain You Empty, okay? It starts out pretty slow and doomy and like just pure tension, okay? Just like, oh shit, obviously. I like the way it starts and it ends because it's got this sort of just like weird kind of I don't know, man. You think anything about a band like Cannibal Corpse is gonna be normal? Just fucking listen to it, you know? It's the last song on the album. Fucking A. Alright, so yeah, I mean, you know, lots of fun moments sprinkled in, but key words sprinkled in on top of just a straight slab of CC heaviness. Vile's still probably my favorite, because that's the first, you know, full Cannibal album that I listened to all the way through. I knew him from Ace Ventura before that, obviously, but I bought Vile first because I like the song Mummified and Barbed Wire that I heard on the Metal Meister Metal Blade compilation. Kill's probably second to that for the Corpse Grinder albums. Skeletal was really good too. But alright, well, time for me to wash my goddamn hair. If you like this video, then cool, man. Maybe you'll give it a like, or if you just like hearing somebody bullshit about metal, fucking A, man, take a goddamn hammer and shatter that goddamn subscribe button, man. We'll see you next time on Concrete Spew. But until then, stay bloody, stay cool, and stay metal, my friends.